Hello world, welcome to my channel, Proteus Augustus. I'm an artist, scientist, and American Constitutionist. And today is December 18th, 2023. And I just got up a little bit ago, and I got a lot going on, and things are going to get real interesting. I tried to post a video on Rumble, the last video I posted here on YouTube, and I couldn't get it up. I guess that's when they got attacked. But that's just par for the course for me, right? I'm dealing with all kinds of people out here, right, that just are not American citizens. These people are communists working in our justice system. They believe that they actually have power that they do not have, right? They have a duty. That's what they have. They're exercising power, right, to obviate claims, right, that they don't have, right? And I'm going to address that in the next video, but it kind of rolls into what I'm going to say. The Pope does not have the power, right, to decide who's a good human being, who isn't a good human being, right? He's like the judge in the court. He has a duty, right, to communicate the message of Christ. The thing is as I grew up, I started realizing that these guys were just a business. They really don't care about Christ at all. They're a bunch of frauds and phonies, right? The church is a total joke. I mean, listen to me, people. Listen to me, okay? I have spent my entire life engaging with these kinds of people, right? For reasons I'm not willing to disclose right now, right? But all of the people that are running everything are all phonies, right? That's why our country is falling apart, right? And that's why the belief in Christ is under attack, right? I'm a Christian man, but I won't go to a Catholic church no more. I stopped that when I was a young boy. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ is in me. I know that's hard to believe, but I'm not the only one, right? We sit out here and we watch all of you. We watch you. That's what we do, right? We don't go to church. We don't get counted, right? We're the real Christians out here. We don't believe in idolatry. I don't believe in giving what little money I have to the church so these gay and asexual guys can have 3 hearts in a cot, right? And now, nobody in the Catholic Church or in Christendom should be surprised that the Pope of the Catholic Church, okay, is now going to bless same-sex marriages. Right? That's an abomination, right? But they're a business, right? They don't want to push the message of Christ. They want to survive in a world that's falling apart. And that's the true test of the beast on the Christian man, right? And the Pope has failed. The Pope has failed, right, to do his duty and say no. That's not the path of Christ. Christ knows we're animals. He knows we have feelings. He knows that we're tempted every day we walk the earth. And as a man, he knows that we have an organ that we have to maintenance. Right? That's the whole point of the Christian path, is to reject those kinds of behaviors, or to keep them in check so that the beast doesn't dig its claws deeper into you. The path of Christ is a path of spiritual and moral development. It's not a matter of accommodating the masses. The Catholic Church means nothing now. Nothing. They're just a bunch of gay and asexual guys that are perverting the message of Christ. Right? They walk around with the cross of his death like it's a symbol of glory for themselves. Right? That's why I don't wear a cross. I'm a true Christian. I would never put a cross on my chest. The symbol that took Christ from this world. There's nothing good about the cross. That's a symbol of his death and his sacrifice. That's nothing I would ever wear on my person. You're all confused people, right? And all the people that still donate to the Catholic Church, you're now donating to a demon, right? The beast is taking over this world. Right? There is good and there is evil. They both live in the minds of men and women. And the only way to get rid of evil is to reject these beastly pleasures. Right? At least try to be a good person. Right? And that's why a lot of Christian men aren't in leadership positions today. Right? Or they're not running corporations or anything. Because the beast has gotten into these women. Right? You don't remember the old stories of Adam and Eve, do you? Why was Eve the one that took the apple and not Adam? Why was it Eve, right, that tempted Adam to be a beast? The whole story, right, whether mythological or not, is to put a finger on the role of the female mind, right, and a finger on the role of the male mind, right, and that we are different, and that women are weaker, right? And if you don't believe that, look at what's happening to this country. This country is falling apart because Christian men no longer lead it. Secular beasts, right, whose only incentive in life, the only path that they are on, is how much money they can make, how pretty they can make themselves look, and how much of a role they can play. These are not real people. In order to be on the path of Christ, the path of Christ is a path of sacrifice. You sacrifice the beast to be a human being, to be a better person. It doesn't matter whether you're gay or not, right? You cannot lessen the path to accommodate these beasts. You can't do that. Right? One bad apple does spoil eventually the whole barrel. It's a lie that it don't. It does. That one bad apple will start to rot. And that bacteria will work its way over into those other apples. Right? And this is where you are with the Catholic Church. Right? Christ never said that Christian men had to be gay or asexual to pass his message on. Right? That is the abomination of the Catholic Church. These men have enshrined themselves in an idea of Christ that doesn't exist. Christ was never some weak man. If Christ was a weak man, he never would have gave the finger to Pontius Pilate. I mean, you could talk about it as nice as you want, but the fact remains, he said no to these people, and they killed him for it. Right? That's the path of Christ. The path of Christ is to say no to this behavior. You want to be like that? You're a U.S. citizen. You can do what you want. This is a free country. But don't piss on my Christ and expect me to like that. And that's why they got the FBI out there going after guys like me who speak up about the true message of Christ. Because that path is hard. I know, I've been on it. I have no wife. I have no children. Half of the female population in this country are sent to murder. They believe that they are the givers of life and death. They believe they have a right to rend the children from the men and raise them as women and weak people. Right? This is the feminist scourge that has populated every institution in Western culture. And it's going to be our downfall if we don't win this next war and take this country back from these females. Everywhere I go, I get a female in leadership position. It didn't take long. I watched it happen every job I had. These women come into the workplace and treat it like it's their house. I sit in front of judges and watch them treat serious criminals as if, these guys just made a mistake. They're 25-year-old men. They didn't make a fucking mistake. This is who they are. These are the people that the public needs to be protected against. Right? And these motherfuckers keep making me a victim. Right? They don't do their duty. The church doesn't do their duty. The federal court isn't doing their duty. The county courts aren't doing the duty because these political parties have an agenda. And that's to destroy the white Christian male in this country. And don't you think otherwise. All you have to do is look at how far Massachusetts has gone. I had to escape from that place. Every time I challenged a public official, they used goons against me. Right? And now I'm trying to go to federal court to get my firearm. They gave me a death sentence, these political people, right? That's what they did, right? And so now I got to go to court. And now they're arguing whether I even have a right to walk in the building. And I'm not even a criminal, right? These people are making all of this up because I'm way too fucking smart for them. And they can't do anything about it. They can't do anything about it except to make more fucking crime. And then to tell these other people, oh, we're just trying to help him. He's the one that's got the fucking problem. No, you got the fucking problem. And I'm it, and you're looking at it. You are fucking looking at it. Right? And I am fucking pissed off. And you better believe it. Because there's a couple of million dudes like this in this fucking country. And the 7 million single guys that you brought in this country gave cell phones to and gave $5,000 to, you're giving them a communication device and a weapon to fight me and all the other American males in this country you don't like. That's what's fucking happening, people. And I gotta deal with these women and these butt fucks everywhere I go. Right? Telling me that I'm the bad guy. Because I'm an old white guy. That's it. I'm just an old educated white guy. That's it. They gotta get rid of us. Right? The whole fucking civilization was built on fucking white dudes. These women wouldn't have anything if all of those cocks and balls didn't bleed on the battlefield. None of these women deserve the right to run anything. I don't care if they're in America. Go for it. But when the war comes, you're going to be hiding behind a group of cock and balls to protect you. Right? You're not going to fight for a fucking thing, these women. That's all they do is talk, talk, talk. That's it. And then they get a guy to go enforce what they say. Because their whole concept of our country is perverted. These women and these buttfucks, right, and these secularists have been raised to believe that white guys like me have subjugated them with our intelligence. It's so absurd. They wouldn't have anything. They wouldn't even have a justice system if we didn't get this monster king monarchy off our back. Right? A lot of this is coming from across the ocean. This guy, right? This guy ain't a Christian, right? The king ain't a Christian, right? Biden's not a Christian. None of these people have any Christian values at all. All you have to do is watch them and what they're doing. How can anybody belong to the Democratic Party now when the Democratic Party is calling? The Democratic Party in this country is calling for the genocide of a complete group of people. We got a mayor in Boston, right, that hates white people, who is openly racist against white people. And when I was fighting these guys in Boston in the courts for attacking me, you don't think I learned what they were about? You people are so slow and stupid. You're so slow and stupid. Then they go down to Virginia and run the same game in Virginia, and I got to deal with them at Fairfax County as an employee. Right? I had to leave. There is no way I'm working with these beasts. These people are hiring foreign talent, putting it into our public institutions. And these people hate us. They're not coming here to be free Americans. They're coming here to destroy our country. Because where they come from, we dominated them in battle and in finances. Right? And they can't have that. They can't have that. They teach their children to hate. They don't teach their children to love. Right? And that's what's happening in Gaza. Right? But then again, mommy got to show herself up. Listen, daddy got to talk to you. I had to tell these women the other day, I told my mother to go fuck herself when I was 16 years old. That's right. I don't care if my mother has got nothing that's hers. Okay? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I learned from the fucking best there is. If my mother is good at anything, she's good at manipulating people and making people believe what she wants them to believe. Right? Right? You know, you can think that I'm non-Christian and I'm a hateful man for saying that again about my own mother. But when you grow up with a narcissist, a real narcissist, one that has narcissistic personality disorder, and that's right, Ma, you are a sick person. You are sick. But the public doesn't see you as sick, right? You're just a different personality. They don't understand that you have a script. And that you will go to any lengths to dominate me. Right? Right? I can't even move halfway across the country without these women inserting themselves into my medical health care. Right? Screwing up everything. Planting stories in people's minds wherever I go. And the criminals start coming at me. You think that information is just limited to who you give it to? No. Other criminals, oh, look at this guy. Oh, what is he? Right? These other people look for other people to harm. They're psychopaths. If you tell somebody, I got this nut across the street. This woman across the street is certifiable nuts. There's so many crazy people, man. That's why shit is falling apart. None of these children were raised in Christian families. They were not raised in loving families. No. These people we're dealing today, listen, my mother might be a narcissist, but once I told her that she couldn't get nothing from me. So she left me alone eventually. Because I didn't try to I realized there is no getting to a soul there. You have to come to this realization in your life. Whether they're your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your priest, your fucking president. You have to start seeing these people for who they are and saying, no. 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 The only thing I could do is walk away from these people. And I can't even do that. They are so deep into corrupting my life that I have a hard time even pursuing legal matters. Right? They stopped my lawyer, 2 lawyers. They stopped Seraphin, right, in fucking Colorado I asked him to investigate $260,000 that somebody ran through my bank account. Bank of America. Right? And I'm about getting ready to file a piece of paper in the federal court, again, explaining to him what I intend to do with these people. I intend to expose them for what they have done. I don't care what their motives are. They have committed crime. And that's another reason why you don't let these foreign people into this country. Right? To do their little games and whatnots. Right? I am not no one's slave. Right? I believe in the passion of Christ. And if that's a threat to you, so be it. Because as long as I walk this earth, I'm going to take on these feminist demons that are destroying this country and who are destroying the men in this country. Right? And who have destroyed the institutions in this country. Because women have done this. And weak men, and I've watched them. Right? I've been at Harvard, I've been at MIT, I've been in Boston. I just sit back and I watch these fucking people because I got skills. Right? Because the war doesn't end. It doesn't end. And this is what the VA says about other veterans, right? They think that when we take the oath, right, to protect and defend the Constitution against enemies and foreign and domestic enemies, right? There's some of us that really believe that. I am a citizen of this republic. I am not a citizen of the United States of America. The United States of America doesn't mean anything. We live in a republic. Do you understand? R-E-P-L-U? Or whatever? Spell it. Can you spell it even? Do you even know how to spell republic? Right? You certainly don't know how to function in a republic. Right? You don't know how to let people lose and let people win. You know why? Because these political parties are afraid to be free. These people that belong to these parties and these groups do it for strength. Because they can't develop their mind and become a strong individual. There is nothing that's stopping me from winning any of these legal cases except these corrupt people who don't want to rule on the law, right? And want to stop me from beating people that they think they're aligned with. This is the state of our justice system. I just filed a motion in federal court. I had to pay $52 just to get access to a public building, a library, so that I can compete and have the resources that I need to take on the people in charge. Right? And the people in charge are saying, well, no, we can't let them do that. You don't have a right to come into the federal building unless we say you do. They are locking down our buildings. They're turning them into fortresses. And they're deciding who gets the process and who doesn't get processed. That library and that federal building is a public building. That's public access. But they have distorted everything. Right? They're turning it into a shrine, these women. Right? It's their church. When they walk into that courthouse, these women really think they made it. They really think they're men. Right? When they didn't do anything but go to school, they didn't fight for anything. They don't do anything except cry and complain like women are supposed to. Right? Right? And I pulled in this federal court 2 more women now, right? And I hope you watch this, right? Because I'm going to test your legal acumen, right? I'm going to test your moral and ethical conduct. Because you ain't got to like me, right? You could think I hate women all you want. I don't hate women. But half of the female population I ain't got no use for, right? And no man should have a use for. No man should marry a woman who thinks that she has the right to decide who lives and who dies. Right? It's one thing before the fact to use medicine and science that we have developed in order to maybe ensure that you have a better healthy child. Right? That's health care. Killing is not health care. And now the Pope is an abomination, trying to tell same-sex couples that it's okay. No, it's not okay. You can't be a Christian like that. You cannot. It's an abomination. Christ is not going to turn his back on you, right? The message is still there, but you will never get it inside. You will never know what it means to receive Christ because you're cowards. You can't walk with Christ. You cannot reject the vices around us. And again, I have failed. I'm not a perfect human being. Nobody is. But I'm on the path to try to be a better person, to be a human being. These people are not on any path at all except Joe Me. Right? And that's what communism is. And that's why we're going to defeat it again. But there's going to be a lot of bloodshed, ladies and gentlemen. And all the men out there, right, that are watching this, I don't get any views, but let me tell you something. Get prepared for the war. Arm yourselves. We are going to have a serious fight for this country because the Democrats are bringing war to it. Right? And the Pope is trying to kill off Christianity. He is an antichrist. He is not a pious man. Piety does not come with chastity. Chastity and any other piety comes through performance and by standing up for what you believe in. This guy's a coward. The Catholic Church is a joke. And I'm glad I never confirmed myself as a Catholic as a boy. And Christ has entered my soul. And you could kill me tomorrow. But there's other men like me who have been on the pet. Right? And they're not all this, this shameful idea that these feminists and all of these... Listen, like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is a Muslim. He markets women, right? That's why he's in trouble, because he's in a Christian country. Romania is a Christian country, Mr. Tate, right? It's not a Muslim country. This is what all of these people are doing. A lot of these people are playing roles. They may have accomplished something on their own in their life, and these other people move in, just like they moved in on Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is a moron. He's not a smart man. I could out-debate any of these guys. I spent years of educating myself to challenge people like this when it comes along. I'm not a politician, right? I want to make my bones on taking down these politicians for what they're doing in legal venue. They can't beat me. So what they do is, like they do with everybody else, Trump ain't the first guy. This is how much power they have now, that they can go after a main figure like Trump, right? And go after a Christian institution and take down a Christian university. Harvard University was established over 400 years ago as a Judeo-Christian university for the betterment of mankind. And it has turned into nothing but a money pit of psychopaths and narcissists. Children that never grew up. These people are not adults. They have juvenile minds and adult bodies. You cannot develop your mind just by growing your body and going to school. It's like a muscle, right? And now that the church, the Catholic Church, right, the orthodoxy of Christianity, okay, has fallen. They have fallen. It doesn't exist. Anybody that goes to Catholic Church now or belongs to that denomination is an abomination of Christ. You're an abomination. Right? I used to argue with my mother's husband. He's a devout Catholic and all that. But he knows it's fucked up. But he still don't have the nerve to turn his back on it. Right? Because he doesn't pledge his allegiance to Christ. He belongs to a church. This is why we're lost. This is why we're lost. Because these people are phonies. We give out, the Nobel Prize Committee gives out Nobel Prizes for things that people can't even prove anymore. I mean, even the fact that these people can mathematically prove an attosecond doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Time means nothing when it comes to quantum equilibria and quantum entropy. Right? You could call it anything you want. It's a matter of gradient. Everything is gradients. I could prove everything. But I'm a nobody because I'm not part of their group. Right? So now what America is going to become, it's already a soulless country. Because the Christians in this country will not stand up and rise against this scourge. Because if the Christian men in this country stand up and rise against this scourge, we will squat them like an elephant. They're nothing. It's all make-believe. It's all phony. They build this phony army in China with all these dudes. And they actually make you think that their army, this globalist army, is what they created in China. Xi is a fool. It has nothing to do with Xi. He thinks he's so great. This is how they manipulate the minds of men. Xi ain't shit but a juvenile psychopath that was allowed to just rend and tear flesh his whole life. That's how he got to where he got. And the Pope does business with him. I wouldn't even let him touch me. I wouldn't even let him come on this soil. I would have arrested him, right? They ain't going to start a war over it because they know they're phonies. They're all phonies. And these globalists and the king and all these other foreign potentates that are attacking us, that's what this whole wokeism is to attack the Christian male in this country, to destroy our Judeo-Christian legal system, and implant it with them. Right? That's why this country's falling apart. And this went so long. I was just going to do a quick one, but I'm just so pissed off at these people. Listen, I have a right to be pissed off, right? These people over at this courthouse, this bitch across the street, the guy that pulled the firearm on me, they're all beasts, right? They're not me. I don't care. I'll tell you, you ain't me. You're not on the path of Christ. I got nothing for you. I have no mercy for you. I'm not Christ. In order for you to get mercy, you got to be on the path of Christ. And then when Christ enters your soul, you will know what mercy is. Because I know what mercy is. And I don't give mercy to beasts. Until next time, think free, be free, and eat free.